Okay, so when I was growing up, there's one thing, well, there's a bunch of things. One thing in particular I hated, and I swore I would never, ever, ever, ever say to my own kids. And you know what it is? It's because I told you so. Um, to me, that was not an acceptable answer as a child. Because I told you so, there's no reason there. Like, come on, man, have a reason. And because I told you so was the answer a lot. And so I swore I would never do that to my kids. Have I done it to my kids? Yes. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. I didn't for the longest time. I would explain everything, like painstakingly explain why I wouldn't allow them to do something or why they had to do something or whatever. And so eventually, you know, the second kid comes and then there's three running around the house. You get to the point where, because I told you so, is kind of like a mom's wits end answer. However, then I started thinking about it because my kids were like, huh? Like, that's not acceptable. So it triggered me, and I thought, you know what? I can't always explain why, but I can tell them why I would say, because I told you so. Does that make sense? Why I would say, because I told you so. All right, so there's a story. Excuse me, I just choked on air. Once the kids were a little bit old enough to understand and not to be terrified of the story, we shared it with Kinley when she was younger, and now that the kids are 10 and 12, I think we shared it to them, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, that sometimes as adults and even as teens and kids, you know when something's not right. You can't always put your finger on it, but sometimes your gut just talks to you and says, that's not right. Your head will lie to you. Your head will lie to you a lot. Your heart will lie to you. Believe it or yes, it will. Your heart will lie to you. So many guys, I thought, this is this is the one I need to be with him. Nope, your heart lied. It wasn't. So, but your gut will never, ever, ever, ever lie to you. And that's what I mean by not being able to put your finger on it. So sometimes we tell the kids because I said so, and it's just comes from a place where, I don't know why. I just no. And I've done that with my kids. So we've explained to them sometimes when we say because I told you so, it's a gut feeling. And mommy and daddy have to trust our guts. And sometimes nothing happens. It's totally fine. But if we have that gut feeling, we're not taking the chance. We're going with it. So here's the story. When my husband was younger, I'd have to ask my mother-in-law how old he was because he can't remember. He thinks maybe 13, 14. He wasn't driving yet. So anyway, he wanted to go to this Willow Springs, which is like this, it's a water park at a little lake, or it used to be. It's not now, but it used to be years ago, and everybody where I grew up and he grew up used to go. And my parents and grandparents used to go. I mean, it's really cool. It was a small lake with like slides that went down into it, and there were the rolly things that you stand on, the wooden like log kind of things. There were planks, but it was like a log. There were all kinds of cool stuff in the water, and it was a lake though, so there were fish, but I don't think many. I was more afraid of snakes. Anyway, rabbit hole. Brad, his friends asked him if he could go to Willow Springs with them. And his mom, my mother-in-law, because he'd been a million times. I mean, everybody goes to Willow Springs. And for some reason that day, she said no. And she knew the kids, she knew the mom, I'm sure he'd been with them before. And she said no. And he said, why? And she said, I don't know. Because I said so. It was a gut feeling. She just had something in her gut that told her no. I mean, she didn't know something would be wrong. She just said no. I don't know why, but the answer is no. And sure enough, on the way back I think it was on the way home from Willow Springs, the mother and the son in the car were killed. And the brother and maybe another child in the car were critically injured. So, I mean, he would have been in that car. And she had no clue that anything like that was going to happen. It was just a bad feeling. She just had a bad feeling. And she said no. And this time, something bad actually did happen. 9 times out of 10, nothing's going to happen. It's just a feeling. But I'm not going to ever ignore my gut. Don't ever ignore your gut. Your gut won't lie. So we told the kids the story so that they would understand that sometimes when we say no and say, because I said so, it's just a gut feeling. And it may be fine, but it's a gut feeling. So please don't question. I'm not going to say it a lot. You can always ask why. And if I give you, because I said so occasionally, then just let it lie there. It's not going to be often, but let it go. And our kids have been really, really good with it. I think that story scared the crap out of them. It scared the crap out of me. I mean, gosh, Miles wouldn't even be here. Anyway, that's my story for tonight. If you tell your kids because I said so and it frustrates the crap out of them, maybe explain to them that sometimes it's a gut feeling and that we never ever, including them, I've told my kids, do not ignore your gut. If you have a gut feeling, you come talk to me or your teacher or whoever. If you've got a gut feeling, do something about it because your gut will never lie to you. So anyway, that's all I got tonight. Y'all have a good one.